Hey everybody, welcome back to Cookie Gaming. Today we're playing some more Disco Elysium. Now last time we did a couple of things, but mainly we wrapped up that quest about the working class woman's missing husband. Unfortunately, we found that he had passed away and we had to deliver the news to her. So a bit of a somber episode, frankly. Hopefully today will be a bit more upbeat, though with this game, that's hoping for a bit too much, I think. Today we're going to be doing some more exploration. Right, you still have to go further down the coastline. We're looking for Ruby. We're still looking for Classia's passport, which I have to continually remind myself of. So basically we have a lot more to explore, probably some new quests to pick up as we go. So, let us head back down to the church. This is sort of our central, well, fast travel point down here. Also, someone did a comment that I should check out the phone again, so I'll give another look at that.
You pick up the handset. There's a tone. The machine is operable.
I felt like I sort of wore out my welcome last time. Well, I kept doing it until Kim was like, alright, let's move on. But we'll try it, I guess, one or maybe a few more times.
Calling.
I'm tired.
Voice is hoarse from cigarettes. You're typing in the background.
Sounds like he hasn't talked to anyone in quite a while.
What are you tired of?
Writing. I hate writing so much. But I have to get back to it.
Okay, who are you?
The man disappears with a sigh.
Alright.
You do not hear the customary disconnect tone, just silence in the handset. The machine is still waiting for you to dial a number. Seems like it did not have time to swallow the coin. This sometimes happens. Lucky you. The call went too fast for the payphone to register. You can still make a new one without paying.
Well, we've got a high chance of succeeding, but I don't love the bonuses we've got here. A +1 from White Morning, and a +1 from Sorry Cop. Uh-oh. Let's try it.
You close your eyes and put your index finger on the rotary dial, then pull down on the number, then move one up, and repeat the motion twice.
Calling a random number, or is it maybe calling a number that we maybe don't remember, but we have the muscle memory to put in from our past?
Strange. This is not how you started before.
Keep dialing.
414447. The rotary dial feels cold from the sea air.
Let's keep dialing.
1117361. Your fingers keep moving like a spider. Every time the ring rotates back with a little ring of metal, like a bell tolling.
There's more.
Yes. 45167451. You are going deeper now, into some unknown place, far away from this island of matter and its telecommunication networks.
Wow, this is a long-ass phone number. Finish it.
451. You have dialed God knows how many numbers. The headset has been waiting silently to relay a signal. Surely nothing can come of this, you think. But it does.
Yeah,
A
surely.
connection.
Okay.
An ultra-long distance call. Your air fills with a crackle, the wash of a strange ocean full of white noise. A little bird starts ringing in there, not like the local calling tone before. No, a small ring in a cage of distortion, far away. A distant network of phones.
Ultra long distance. I wonder if this has anything to do with the Pale. Strange ocean full of white noise. Now I'm almost bringing up the Pale, but, you know.
Calling. Calling in the night. The saddest sound in the world.
Great.
Calling still. Ringing by the bedside of a dark but capacious apartment with long windows. You know this to be true. The handset starts slipping from your sweaty palm.
Oh, no.
Your breathing is heavy.
Oh, Jesus. I'm gonna pass out again. Who or where am I calling? Long windows. How do I know that?
You just do. and you know it is going to hurt.
Great. I think I was right that this may not be a number we actively remember, but it's something that's in us from our past. Gib, help!
The lieutenant is too far away to hear your yelp. The sea wind blows.
Let it keep ringing.
Calling. 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 Calling still.
Thanks. I'm not sure the phone's gonna be picked up.
Then the ocean breaks.
Oh.
Out of the depths, a woman's voice emerges. Small. The dearest thing you've ever heard.
Wow. And I had a volition check to hang it up. I'm worried about what this is gonna do to me.
Hello?
Whoa. There's some strange sound effects there. Who is this?
Dora, who is this? The connection is bad.
Dora. The name feels like a gift. A gift that was meant for you. To make it possible to live.
Dora.
And fight. In the distorted distance, you hear someone turning next to her. Bed springs rattle. Don't react. Whatever you do, don't react to that last thing. It doesn't matter if you react or not. You still think you hear a man's voice in the background. It's covered in pain and white noise.
I'm wondering if this is a literal phone call, or if it's more metaphorical, or maybe we are sort of calling across the pale. Hello?
Who is this?
Don't have a lot of great options here. Your voice is so beautiful.
No. It's you, isn't it? It's you.
Oh no. Is this, like, our partner or wife or whatever? That, I guess, left us and sent us into a down spiral? That's kind of what I'm getting. I want to die. Well, it's an option.
What?
Your voice makes me want to turn into dust.
Oh no. Is that you?
Yeah, okay. I think I'm understanding what this is.
This is too much. You need to recede.
A creature is a creature. I wish I was the wind.
Oh no, not this. What time is it?
I don't want to say goodbye. I'm sure that's what Harry feels. I'm a revolutionary servant of humanity. I'll free mankind and abolish the classes. I will raise the dead.
You're not a revolutionary, Harry.
Oh.
You're drunk.
Oh no. Oh no.
You only have 2, maybe 3 things left to say before the change runs out.
I'm still wondering if this is like a literal, actual call that's happening right now, or if something else is going on. Yet, what do I say? 2, maybe 3 things. I'm not drunk or high, I'm just hurt. Why does it hurt to talk to you?
Oh God.
Hey?
Do you know what time it is? It's so late here. It's 4 o'clock, Harry. I need to wake up in 2 hours.
Oh no. You sound like you're in another world. Yeah, that's what makes me wonder if we're maybe calling not only across space, but across time. Which, you know, we sort of understand that's a real phenomenon in this place. What do I say here? Maybe where are you? You sound like you know me. Yeah, obviously she knows you, Harry. Where are you? You sound like you're in another world.
I'm in Morova, sleeping.
Morova. Maybe I will ask about me then. I want to talk about me. Who am I? You sound like you know me.
What do you want to talk about
Ugh.
that we haven't talked about already?
Oh, I'm taking a beating.
This is bad. You feel your right hand on the handset cramping up with pain.
Great. I hope I don't pass out again. Don't ask, do you want to party? It's a horrible question in this moment. Oh God. There's someone there with you?
Yes.
Oh, well, great. Where are you going in 2 hours?
To work.
Where?
The academy, where I work.
The academy? That sounds better than my job. I'm happy.
No response. Only
Ah.
a sigh. The connection
God.
crackles like burning paper.
Heal up a little bit.
What are you doing to yourself right now?
I think catastrophic damage.
You need to stop, Harry. You'll die.
Is it gonna hurt me every time I select an option? We'll try one more. Oh, sorry, my head hurts. Or my heart hurts. I'm gonna have a heart attack.
Oh no. Please stop. Please, let's just hang up.
I'm not asking this, because, I mean, this whole thing is self-destructive, but I guess I'm trying to make less self-destructive decisions. I am the law. I'm a detective. I'm doing a case. There's a hanged man.
She does not answer anymore.
I'm gonna solve it.
Harry.
Disconnect tone.
Oh.
The machine ran out of money.
Oh, Harry. Oh, Harry. Jesus.
Run to the church, home, anywhere but here. Anything but calling her again.
I mean, you know I've got to try, just to see if it works. Maybe I'll actually have a heart attack in the process, but I've got to try.
You dial the number again. 26 pulls of the rotary dial. The machine eats the coin, and a terrifying ocean of distance rustles in your ear. In the middle of it, a familiar ring. Small, distorted.
It's probably best that you don't pick up again. It'll only hurt me.
Calling. Calling.
Uh,
Calling. 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 It looks like she doesn't want to pick it up, Harry. Stop scaring her.
Why?
Come on, you know why.
Alright, let's hang up.
The headset lands in the cradle with a clank.
I don't think she's gonna pick up. Getting the feeling that she doesn't want to talk to us. Because we are a drunken mess. Well, I see why one of you asked me to go back to the phone. Also, I literally started this episode by saying, maybe this one will be a little lighter. And look what I just got myself into. What am I saying? Disco Elysium can never be lighter. It's got funny moments, but there's a pretty sort of sad atmosphere with Harry here. Sewer. Okay. I will say the longer we were in the call, the more I was like, this might be a literal call that's actually happening right now. Who knows? I mean, maybe there's something weird going on. But there's definitely something weird going on. But you know what I mean? Because I was wondering, I wonder how abstract this whole thing is. But I think that might have been an actual, literal call in that moment. And we were clearly talking to her. Alright, let's see what we have on this side. Ah, artillery broke it. Let's go up here first. Ooh! Some people. Okay, and this is where we were last time. Yep. Let's go chat to these folks over here.
The remaining windows rattle from a strong gust of wind. They're covered in a thick layer of grime. They must have been like this for 40 years.
Jesus. Let's try and look inside.
Dripping water falls from a high place. All you can see is the shadow of a collapsing staircase.
Great. Well, we found an old church We went a little further up the coast. We got what was an old bunker, or what was it, ammo storage or something like that we couldn't get into. Went up to the boardwalk up there. I'm just sort of cataloging the things we've seen so far. Here we have something new. Lieutenant, can you make out what's inside?
No, I won't even try. You know, I had a partner once. They called him Eyes, because he had to show me things. It's that bad.
This partner of his, Eyes, things didn't end well. It saddens him to say his name. Don't even ask. He wouldn't answer. Maybe some other small talk.
I'll just give him a nod. That's the kind of... Sometimes someone tells you something, and you're like, yeah, now's not the time to ask about it or speak about it. Just give him a nod and move on. That's what I think, at least. This, what, a dad and his son or something? Hello, folks.
And Mikhail noticed the windows, especially with how there are no windows on the south side. This was to deal with.
Grant Heidelstam. What a name. Blonde man stands next to his son, pointing to the weather-worn ruins. He sees you approaching and smiles. What does it say? Field electrical? Interesting.
You officers, come to investigate the historic subtext of West Martinez? I'm Grant Heidelstam. You must be Kim Kitsuragi, right?
Huh?
I was just telling my son about this building. Not a lot of people realize the historic significance here. Very rich in hypertext.
You must be Kim Kitsuragi. And how exactly do you know who we are?
Nice to meet you.
Right, yeah, that's the question. Hypertext. Hold on. Hypertext?
Yes, hypertext. Young Carp and the collection of cultural hyperlinks.
I don't understand. What was that about the windows before?
Oh yes, so Mikhail. They had to deal with monitor glare, especially in the summer. They still had vector monitors back then. That was 49 years ago. So they didn't have windows on the south wall.
You brought your son here to come see an old ruin? I mean, it's not the word. I mean, I would find that interesting, but, you know, I think most people might not. You and Kim know each other.
No, I can't say that we've met before, but I've heard of Kim, of course. Mikhail, say hi to the officers.
Okay. Didn't know you had a reputation like that, Kim.
Mikhail's a little tired today. We spent all night trying to run Orbis on his radio computer. Have you heard of it? It's a programming language used in Grad. Quite tricky, but he wanted to play this Grad-made adventure program. We've been getting really into Worms lately.
The man speaks in the artificial cadence of a professor, or someone who's been on too many radio shows.
Yeah, he's giving us a whole diatribe here. Not a diatribe, but it's like he's got a presentation.
But I assume you're not here for giant worms when there are so many real things to see. Just as I was telling Mikhail before, this is where the Coalition landed in '08. We could be standing on what is the most interesting landmark in Revachol West.
Yeah, that's exactly right. It's like I've just walked into a history lecture.
This man is your half-brother.
Huh?
You feel it. But why?
Is he a cop? I mean, that's what it meant last time.
Well, get a load of this guy. He really enjoys his trivia. The Orbis programming language was named after its inventor, Victor Orbis, a cybernetician from Grad. They run Vox in the Occidental countries.
I don't really care. This, I don't know, I can't ask about it. I wish I could. But last time we felt that, and the only time we felt that was when we met Kim. Said this man is your half-brother, and explained, meaning you're both cops, you're in this brotherhood. I don't know, maybe it means it in a different way, but maybe this man's involved in the police in some way. I'm looking for a suspect. Have you seen anyone suspicious around?
No, I'm afraid I can't help you with this one, officer. It's just a regular day off for me and Mikhail here.
So you haven't seen anyone around?
It's pretty quiet up here.
No, I'm sorry. As I said, this is just a day off. We just arrived anyway.
There's something friendly and familiar in how he says that. A day off.
There's something suspicious about this guy.
He's telling the truth. He hasn't seen anyone.
Okay. What's so fascinating about an empty old building?
Aha! But it's not just any empty old building. What not a lot of people know is this used to be the R&D department of Feld Electrical. And Feld, which now sells ink cartridges mostly, was once a top dog in the turn-of-the-century cybernetics boom.
I think I said field. Feld Electrical.
Hold on. What's R&D?
Oh, come on. Encyclopedia, that should not be a difficult check. It says it right up there. Not in English, but research and development. Come on, man. Let's look at the building.
It looks old and weathered, with seagulls picking apart its stone and metal carcass. Bushy undergrowth has taken hold of the collapsed rooftop. Some kind of bird has set up a nest on a broken windowsill.
So another once impressive company that has now lapsed into nothingness. There's a lot of that around Revachol. I guess especially Revachol West. Right, what a question. Wait, what's an R&D department?
Apologies, it's an acronym for research and development. They don't use it anymore. You're probably more familiar with RTD, research and technological development.
Mea Culpa, you are not familiar with that one either. This man is a bookhead.
Okay, great. I don't think I've ever heard of this Feld Electrical.
That's not surprising. Only a vestigial ink cartridge and ferrotape manufacturer remains. They started out as a midway electronics outfit in Königstein 2 centuries ago. After an aggressive move to Revachol, Feld became a global player in the emerging personal electronics market of the pre-revolutionary era.
Okay.
Still, Tricentennial was beating them in business machines. But Feld had an ace up their sleeve, or should I say they were developing an ace up their sleeve. I'm mixing my metaphors here.
I mean, it's interesting stuff. I do still want to know a little bit more about you, Trant. Seemed like an interesting fellow. So what was that ace?
It was here in Martinez, possibly in this very building, that they developed prototypes for a tape computer.
A tape computer?
An elegant folding mechanism of rollers and ferrotape ribbons, portable enough to be a take-it-home solution. Revolutionizing business machines, possibly even bring them to the average consumer.
Okay.
Which is a feat of engineering even today's giants, Rehm, ICN and ZAM, haven't achieved yet.
Okay, so what happened?
Indeed. What?
The revolution!
First word out of you, Mikhail.
Unfortunately, their moonshot project never made it to the market. Feld's move to Revachol backfired. The revolutionary government liquefied their assets and expropriated those very advanced prototypes.
Oh, damn.
Possibly from this very building, or one of the adjacent ruins. All of this was built by Feld, even a boardwalk. Wild Pines built Martinez proper as a resort for their middle management. Feld built this side of town for R&D.
Oh, interesting. And now Feld... Well, I don't know if the entire company is gone, but this is all gone, which is why this part of town has fallen into disrepair, whereas Wild Pines, well, it's still there. And so the other side of town, not to say it's doing fantastic, but it's a lot better than this. There's still a lot of people living over there. You know, there's clearly still some money to be made, which is why Wild Pines is there. Interesting. Learning a little bit more about the history and why things are the way we see them today. You're saying that Feld Electrical built this boardwalk?
Yes, they even built a pleasure wheel, but that got destroyed in the war.
A pleasure wheel?
Perhaps reminded of a childhood memory. It's clear he would prefer there were a big wheel lighting up the coast.
Yes, to lure in their star engineers. This part of Martinez was nothing but reeds before Feld arrived. They had to make the prospect of living here attractive. It was supposed to become a global center for innovation in cybernetics. But history had other plans.
Yeah, this part of Martinez is returning to only reeds, honestly. There's not much here anymore. What happened to the engineers, the company people?
Oh, I'm afraid it didn't end well for the boys. But this story is a bit too dark for little Mikhail here. Now, if you were to ask about tape computers...
Okay, you don't want to tell me the good stuff. I see how it is.
He means that the boys got
Right.
shot by the communists. The boys were bourgeois.
Okay. I may be a devoted communist. I don't need to traumatize this child. Tape computers, right?
Tape computers.
Right. I see it. Keep it PG in front of the kid. What did the revolutionaries do with those advanced tape computers?
They used them for military communications, but also to write and send out press releases. The most notorious example being Le Décret de Mars.
What was that?
What's the Mars Decree? I mean the radio transmission sent out to news agencies and world governments by the newly created Commune of Revachol on the 7th of March in the year 02.
It's pretty classic revolutionary stuff.
A short-lived legislative foundation for a short-lived utopia.
It's a beautiful piece of text, actually. A singer-songwriter I know, Charette, called it a love poem to Revachol on her political concept album, Bombessier d'Insolente. You should read it. Every local library in Revachol stocks a copy of the decree.
Okay.
I tried to get Mikhail to memorize it. Tried to. Someone was much too interested in worms to be paying any attention.
The kid takes a peek at the green and silver worm on the cover of the book, already forgetting about this part of the discussion.
How did those tape computers work? Did they work like radio computers?
Actually, no one knows. No one even knows what a computer made entirely of tape would look like. But word has it, they were very elegant, exquisite, alien-looking turn-of-the-century hardware.
How... it's strange to me that so much knowledge about these has been lost. Even though, I mean, I understand that, the revolutionary government came in and sort of took this over, and I guess they shot all the engineers. I guess maybe that's why a lot of the knowledge was lost. You think they'd be practical enough to keep some of them so they could keep making these, but I suppose not. I mean, that's got to be the case if we don't understand how they work.
Buckle up.
10 years ago, I did a little freelancing, I guess you could say. I was a special consultant for an exhibition at the Wompty Dumpty Dum Center in Vredefort.
What a name.
It raised the same questions, and we had lengthy discussions with Paul Ockerman, who was head curator at the time. This was before the twins Keith and Guy Jews joined the team, trying to...
Wait, did he just say Wumpty Dumpty Dum Center?
Yeah, I noticed that as well.
He did it. He said Wumpty Dumpty Dum Center, like it's the most natural thing in the world. What the hell is a Wumpty Dumpty Dum Center? And who the hell are Keith and Guy Juiced?
What is this goofy name? Okay, the Wompty Dumpty Dom Center, Paul Ackerman, Keith and Guy Juiced? What are you talking about?
The Wompty Dumpty Dum Center for Contemporary Arts. The exhibition itself drew on Lagerman's notion of memory, and so there were some parallels. That's why the head curator, Paul Ackerman, chose to...
You're making this up. Kim, is he making this up?
In fact, I'm not. The Wompty Dumpty Dum Center is a place you can visit if you're ever in Vredefort and are ever in the market for an exhibition space / contemporary art research center.
What is up with the name, though?
But perhaps I should return to the tape computers. As I was saying, the device itself was very elegant, fragile even. One could write directly on the tape using a special chemical solution. The machine would then analyze the handwriting, perform operations, and project output onto a white screen. It was a beautiful, delicate thing.
Okay. So what is the benefit to that over a radio computer?
Made of black film and folding tape structures.
Huh. The RCM should get some of those.
Even one would be very useful. Though I understand the socio-economic causes of the revolution, it pains me to imagine the revolutionaries setting fire to the precious device. But so they did. The failed playback experiment vanished into the fires of 07.
It's a very professorial or academic way of looking at it. Though I understand the socioeconomic causes, that pains me to imagine. It's like, alright, bud, turn off the PowerPoint. What was the failed playback experiment?
Yes, the official name of the prototype. Some sources report it as the failed playback experience, but those are incorrect.
Why did the revolutionaries destroy it?
Who knows? Maybe it was an accident, or maybe they didn't want the technology to end up in the wrong hands. Either way, they're all gone now. All 3 versions of the prototype. Nothing but debris and ashes remain inside that building.
Well, I'm gonna take a look inside, if possible. Maybe I'm gonna find something.
But of course. What else?
We asked about the Feld building. Great question. Yeah, I mean, you seem pretty well off. You look like someone who has money. Do you have any money?
I do have some money, yes, but that's not what's really important here.
Uh-huh.
He's not gonna give you money. What are you doing? Clearly you were just profiling. No, I mean, come on. You need the money. If it's not a thing, he can give you some.
I mean, honestly, the thing is, I don't need it. I've got like 55 bucks. That means I'm rich. So I won't, humiliate myself by asking for money. I don't want your money. I just wanted to see whether my profiling skills were working.
Of course, Detective. I wouldn't have assumed anything else. Matter of fact, I don't know if you're familiar with this, but the Vespertine Department of Justice has published a rather interesting paper on the criminal profiling in former socialist states. Have you read it?
I guess I do read. We did some reading last episode, but I don't think so.
If not, then you definitely should. If not for tips and tricks, then just for theoretical curiosity. Anyway, that's just a little something that sprang to mind.
Okay.
You were saying?
Great, I gotta find this random-ass paper. I think that's it. Well, thanks for all the interesting info.
No, thanks to you for having me and little Mikhail here to pick your brain. A very interesting conversation indeed.
Pick your brain. If anything, this was rather one-sided. He did the talking. Whatever.
Hey, this guy's super sus. I do not know what his deal is. Maybe I'll find out at some point. Womp-de-domp-de-dom center. There's no shot I'm taking this as my last thought. Well, never say never, but... Wednesday evening and something heinously exciting is underway. People have gathered beneath the billowing roof of an oddly shaped trophy building, sipping wine and exchanging opinions. 29-year-old Wunder twins, Guy and Keith Joost, are the stars of the show, with their bomber jackets and white sneakers, head curators of this art exhibition. It's the Womp-de-Dom, the dommiest event of the year, and all the cool kids have RSVP'd. Isn't it RSVP? Where are you if you're not there? Well, maybe I will be. I don't know. Let's take a look at this big sign or whatever it is.
You see, a once bright mural towering above you. The signage has peeled off over the years, but you can still make out Feld Electrical R&D. A slogan used to intertwine with the loops a long time ago. Now, only a shadow of peeled letters remains. It says, tomorrow is just a whisper away.
Tomorrow is just a whisper away.
Looks like tomorrow never came.
Right. Step closer.
Above the mural, a collapsed roof, broken windows set in walls that are cracking and will soon also fall, and the coastal breeze rustling and sighing in the remains of the edifice. Feld Electrical, you only know them as a small company that makes ink cartridges. Looks like they used to be big. There's something in the wind. Sometimes the only way to go forward is to fail first.
I will say I just got an update to my quest, which is, sort of tells me something. Why do I feel like I know this place?
Indeed. Somehow you knew it was here. An urban ruin gutted by looters that once used to consume money and dispense warmth and light. You felt it before when it rained in Martinez, and you felt the cold of the rain. The feeling persists. It has been in you ever since.
Okay, well, there's something going on here. Could Ruby be in there?
In there? She could. Or she could be in the identical room over there, or in that boat shack. In that church tower, maybe.
Why single out this one building?
Oh my goodness. Oh my, look at that. A lot of bonuses. Made that awful call, which we just did. Established the nightclub. Discovered the anomaly and death notification. Sometimes you see a check And the bonuses are, you're like, holy, this is a weird selection of things that I've done throughout the series, frankly. Let's try it.
Even though you're sure you succeeded, all is quiet. There is no cold hand brushing against your forehead, no rustle in the reeds. The wind has died down. The ruin in front of you is silent as a tomb.
I love that. Even though you're sure you succeeded, a critical success, by the way, all is quiet. What was I even attempting to do here?
Trying to talk to the wind, the city. Whatever you thought would happen did not. And now you're just standing there in the pale of the morning.
Pale!
With your hands fallen to your side.
Sorry, I cannot see the word pale without thinking of the pale.
Is trying to talk to the city something you've done before?
Yes, actually.
Is it in your secret repertoire? A trick for when you're out of ideas?
I've actually done it more than once.
A prayer of sorts. To Revachol.
And sometimes Revachol is answered. She could be anywhere. How do we find her?
How do we? I was really hoping she'd be in the village. Okay. She's probably north of the village, and this place is a peninsula. I think there's people west of here. We could ask them.
Indeed. You hear what sounds like two men arguing where the lieutenant is pointing.
And then there's the church. We've already searched that and can rule it out. I know it doesn't feel like progress, but exclusion is a step too.
Yeah, that's true. And let me tell you, Kim, the church may not have contributed to our main quest, but I'd say we did something real important there. And by the way, y'all keep reminding me that I have to successfully dance in the church. I'm gonna do it. I don't have much wiggle room. You know, my savoir-faire isn't great. I can't improve it that much. So I'm trying to optimize it so I've got my best chance to dance successfully. So I will do that at some point.
Anyway, we do it the old-fashioned way, sector by sector. Go over the whole peninsula, ask the locals, enter the places where we can enter first.
Okay.
Like we did in the village.
Interesting. Oh, I see. Huh. Interesting. I thought it was giving me more of a hint than that, but this is sort of an interesting, I don't know, like sort of partial reassurance. They're like, hey, keep looking, keep asking people, don't worry. I'm like, all right. I was still searching. I'm not worried. I hopefully will find her eventually. I'm going to check everywhere. And if that fails, if we don't find her,
Then, if we're desperate, we can look where we can't enter. Bunkers, tomb drainage, this place. I'm sure it won't come to that.
well, I definitely want to enter here, man.
Walk the coast, the old boardwalk, the reeds. You can always come back here and talk to the wind again. Look where it already got you.
Interesting. So, if I make progress, is this where I come back to? Be like, alright, let's think about the case.
An adventure awaits. An adventure on the windswept urban coast.
Oh, wow. But I gotta pass a check every time. Okay. Well, we already... I guess we have more this direction, but we sort of did go, like I said, down the coast, saw that bunker. We saw a couple of things already. But not Ruby. We haven't yet seen Ruby. What is this? Are you trying to give me a hint here? Ask around. There are people to the west of the mural. Or I don't know. Ask a girl on a date. Then ask her. That's, what was her name? Lillian or something that we found in the village? This is all very curious. This game loves to give you somewhat abstract hints that you have to figure out. Okay, so we can't get through here. Right now, at least. I'm getting into this building. Hey, I needed these. Or that. I was hoping there'd be another one. Oh yeah, I see people around there. Alrighty, well let's make our way down. Like, I mean, hey, I'm just being thorough. You know what I mean? I don't want to miss anything. So I will explore everything. Well, to the best of my ability. Whether it's Ruby related or not. So we'll go around this side first. Oh, I saw there was fellas arguing over there. Nice. Ooh. At this, what was I saying, guys? I need to dance in the church? Well, here's something that'll help. +1 savoir faire. We're working towards it. We're building up. Oversized superstar sunglasses. I'm not going to put them on right now because I don't want to mess up my visual calculus even more than it already is. It's okay. It's not great. Is your own stardom too dazzling for your eyes? Can't bear to look at your own fabulous reflection in the mirror? And these classic oversized sunglasses are for you. And +1, even that helps a lot. Because all of our gear so far has actually been a negative for our savoir faire, apart from the track pants we got. So these sunglasses I think will be a big help actually. See, we're always, even if it's not towards the main quest, we're always finding something useful. God damn, there's a lot of money around here. I'm so rich. I didn't even need to ask, what was his name? Trent, about money? Alright, what is this? A mural?
A scattering of bullet holes is spread across the cracked wall,
Ooh.
reaching from one corner to the other.
Interesting. Look, Kim, we're bullet holes. Something's definitely gone down here.
Correct. The density of the bullet holes is unusual. Even in a general average bullet hole frequency in Martinez sense.
Yeah,
Grim affairs.
right.
Meaning, this is a lot of bullet holes. Looks like fully automatic rifle fire. Something you don't see these days.
Why not?
The manufacturing and sale of automatic rifles was curtailed after the revolution. The destructive power of such tools proved to be too much. We do need to retain some humanity in this world.
Yeah, okay. What was that? Visual calculus? We just got these that'll not help. We've got something that'll help us, I think. I know, I wish at this point I had all my gear memorized, but there's just so much of it here that I really do not remember what does what. Plus, there's so many different skills, you know? If it was like, oh, this improves blue, this improves purple, then I'd remember better. Alright. That's it. I knew we had some pretty good visual calculus boosting. That's a +2. Hey, looking snazzy, Harry.
A scattering of bullet holes
Hey.
is spread across the cracked wall, reaching from one corner to the other.
72%. That's what I like to see.
A row of ghostly shades stand facing the wall. There are many of them, a dozen at least, their heads lowered and eyes blindfolded. It's quiet. No sound, no movement.
So what is this? A post-revolution firing squad, perhaps? That's what it looks like to me. Maybe a revolutionary firing squad, I don't know.
10 meters away, other shades are lined up in an orderly manner. Automatic rifles primed. A gust of wind blows by. The coats of the firing squad flap slowly in the breeze. A single person stands on the side. The sun blazes high up in the sky, baking the planks, the sand, your skin. The order was carried out in the afternoon.
Just love the art in this game, it's so good.
A long time has passed since the moment of this fusillading. Rain and brine have since washed all the blood away. Not a trace remains.
What is this?
The abundance of bullet holes leads to two options. Either an inordinate amount of executions were performed here, or they did not use a conscience round, where only one soldier has the loaded rifle.
Right.
Looks like this was a mass execution with everyone fully armed.
Yeah, looks like it. Let's look at the people against the wall.
A host of men, probably in everyday clothes, ragged from the conflict and covered in dust. They were not sitting, a common practice for executions in some nations. as demonstrated by the height level of the bullet holes. They stand, facing the wall. It's impossible to discern any details about their personality or background. Ordinary people, familiar, each and every one of them.
Who were they?
Comrades,
Uh-huh.
the forsaken, the wretched, who tried to rise against the horrors of the world.
Okay, so I was right. I was like, this is either a firing squad during the revolution or after. And looking at it, it looks to me more like a group of revolutionaries have been, set up against the wall and shot by, I guess, the coalition forces. Now let's look at the line of soldiers.
7 men in combat uniforms and dark coats, holding automatic rifles aimed at the people. Soldiers from some side, but from which one?
Well, they're saying that these people were comrades, which sort of gives me a hint at which side. Look at the person standing on the side.
The commandant, the one who gives the order. Machine gun fire crackling through the air. The lights of the muzzle flashes dancing on his face.
Kim, who was in this execution?
I don't know. I don't know who died here, lined up beside that horrible wall. It could have been any of the parties involved in the revolution.
Right. Or maybe not even... Yeah. Maybe post-revolution. Could also be maybe early days of the revolution, right? Some early revolutionaries executed by the royal forces or whatever. Yeah, there's a couple of different options, I suppose.
Perhaps the ones executed here were the loyalist conservatives, killed by the communists at the start of the Civil War. Or it could have been the communists, put to death during the last stretch of the conflict by the coalition forces.
I'm pretty sure it's the latter, or something like the latter.
Remember what Trent Heidelstein said about Veld?
Oh. Oh, really? Really? What if it was the Feld personnel when their assets were being seized by the revolutionaries?
Another likely scenario.
I guess. It doesn't... Maybe.
Or maybe.
You mentioned coalition forces. Could it have been them against the wall?
Yeah. It's very unlikely the coalition forces were the ones who died here.
Yeah.
They were always the last ones against the wall. To be honest, if a coalition member was anyone in this situation, it was a commandant, the superior giving the orders.
That's what I think. That's what I think as well.
A cold sea wind blows away the figures. Behind this building, the other one, once filled with engineers and designers of Feld Electric, now collapsed and dead, but for some rats. You feel drawn, for some reason, to the faded mural again.
Okay, is that how you're telling me I should go back? Okay, well, I won't head back instantly, because I don't want too much repetition, but we'll go back there at some point. Don't worry. Don't you worry. Okay. Yeah, our jacket here gives us more shivers. Yeah, come on, let me through. Let me through! Well, right. Yeah, I don't think you need to pay money to park around here. You could just sort of find a spot in the grass. Oh. Nope. What? Come on. What is this? A test of my... What? Let me get it. Let me get that thought. Oh. Okay, Jesus. Sometimes the thoughts can be a little flighty. Be careful where you run. I might listen to that. I also might not. Look at all them skill points. I'm such a thought enjoyer that I spent so many of my skill points on thoughts. Now I can't take, well, I've got one slot, but I basically can't take anymore, which is a real shame. Can we not get in? Come on, let me in. Peepo. Excuse me, what? What a strange little hat. +2 logic, -1 perception. It's not too bad. If we ever need logic, this is great. The small wire framing inside this futuristic looking found peepo hat gives it the aerodynamic shade of a swoop skier's helmet, but none of its protective qualities. Covers the wearer's ears and eyebrows to bring down the drag coefficient. Let's put it on. Okay, yeah, that's goofy. That's a very goofy hat, man. The instigator be inside. I think it's possible, but it looks like we can't get in here. Unless I'm missing something. But I don't think so. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything that I'm missing. I'm running into... I wouldn't say dead ends, but maybe not quite what we're looking for. Yeah. Alright, let's go chat to the fellas over here. And then, maybe we'll head back to that mural afterwards. Since we got a very subtle hint. Tiny cages. I mean, I always like to get the things first hand. Soggy logs. Ignition fluid. What are you guys doing? Okay, just one last thing over here. Oh! Oh, haha!
A metal and plastic contraption bobs up and down amidst the trembling reeds. At first, it just looks like trash. But if you look closer...
That over there must be the boy Class you told us about. The one she hid her passport in.
Yep.
We should take a look.
Give it.
You lift the boy out of the water without much effort. It's not tied to anything. The cords dangling from the bottom appear to have been cut.
Let's examine the plastic ball.
The number 11 has been written on the yellow plastic. It hasn't been in the water for very long, but it's already discolored and slimy with silt. A latch holds it close, but only just barely. The brittle metal of the latch has cracked.
Simple construction. Very unsafe.
Thanks, Kim. Shake it.
There's something in there, splashing around.
Sniff it.
It smells like you would expect it to smell. A concentrated version of the coast. Salt, industrial slop, and decay.
Yeah, I feel the sniffing was not necessary.
The water this side of the peninsula is cleaner, actually. Smells a little salty.
Okay, let's open it.
A shot glass's worth of seawater pours out. Some algae, and nothing else.
Sorry?
Well, damn.
Huh. Are we... I mean, I don't think we are lucky. There's nothing in there. No documents. Who do you think took them? Well, I've got an idea.
I have no idea.
Can I get a position in between these two? I don't think it's a disaster. Everything is ruined. However, it's maybe more than a minor quirk. But I guess it's closer to a quirk than a disaster. But I don't know. This could be an issue.
Or think we do. This is a small loose end, either way. Not important, I hope.
I think it might be Glacia herself.
That may very well be the case. We should keep an eye on her.
Damn it.
Nothing more for us to do here.
You
Let's
know,
go.
I've forgotten how it was to deal with her. And I'm just reminded that everything is some type of lie from Glacia. You know? Why did I believe her in the first place? Did I? Maybe I didn't. But I was expecting to find her documents here. And they're not. We're gonna have to talk to her again.
You could ask the miss what she thinks. Later, if you have the time. Though you doubt she'll tell you much at this point.
Yeah, she'll lie to us. That's what she'll do. Even if she did take them, she'll probably say, I left them there. Who could have taken them? I guess we're lucky it's still here. I don't know about that.
We still got here too late. There's nothing of use here anymore.
Yeah. Damn. The nefarious Glacia. Okay. We're gonna talk to these fellas now. Thank you for the money. Alright. Look for Glacia's buoy. Who the heck are you guys?
Here we go. Nice and easy. No way out, little guys. Not out of this gem.
Oh my goodness, it's Lena's husband. We have been looking for you for 5 days at this point. Good. Oh god, Lena must be super worried. I didn't realize how long it had been.
There's a cylinder on the ground in which the man is arranging some netting. It looks like some kind of trap. He notices you.
Who's there? Oh, the police. Hello, officers.
Is that the police? Why are the police here?
I'm sorry. Wait a minute. Okay. Sometimes the names give away a little too much. Two things. This guy is called a crypto-fascist. Very concerning. But secondly, you've got a cryptozoologist and a crypto-fascist. What the hell is going on here?
Don't worry, Gary. I'll handle it.
You must be Morel, the cryptozoologist?
To what do I owe the pleasure?
Your wife is looking for you, bud.
That's sarcasm. He takes no pleasure from your appearance.
Lena sent me. She's been really worried about you and is waiting for you to get back. Or at least send her some word. You know, you're not that far away.
Of course. Thank you for passing along the message. That damn water lock is broken, and we can't go all the way around the 881.
Right, okay. Fair enough. I forgot the water lock was broken, which is my fault. So, you know what? I'll remove some of my frustration. I'll take some of that responsibility. I'm not going to tell you that. The water lock's been fixed. It was fine when I crossed it.
Oh, good. We should really be getting back. Gary could use a hot shower and a warm bed.
Did he say we can go back now?
Yes.
Yes, Gary. We can go soon. If you see Lena, tell her I won't be long.
Yeah, the voice is funny.
Sir, your wife is waiting for you.
I just have to do one more round. See if the phasmid has taken the bait. Then we're going.
Maybe we can help. I am a total believer in everything. Harry here listened to Lena describe all of it for a long time, while Kim, a little bit frustrated, stood by. I'm thinking, we had 2 quests of wives looking for their husbands. Last episode, we solved one of those quests. The ending was not happy. We've solved another one this episode, but seems like the ending will be a lot better here. As long as nothing happens to Morel in the meantime.
His hands are large and weather-worn, but also used to delicate, precise work. For all his passion, this man is diligent and patient. You could learn things from him.
Yeah, I could learn about phasmids. I'm looking for, I guess we'll start with business. I'm looking for a suspect. Have you seen a woman with red hair who seemed to be on the run?
I'm afraid not, officer. I've been busy digging around in the reeds for days, looking for signs of insect activity. I'm less interested in mammalian concerns, to be perfectly honest.
That doesn't surprise me, frankly.
The lieutenant takes a short note in his notebook, then gestures for you to proceed.
Tell me about this phasmid you're looking for.
Well, first of all, it's damn difficult to find, which is why we've been knee-deep in the reeds laying traps for it.
What makes it so difficult to find?
Good question. Being a phasmid of the order Phantasmodea, a ghost insect, it disguises itself as plant matter. In this case, the reeds. Awful lot of reeds around, aren't there?
I'd say so.
And I suspect it may have also developed other specialized techniques to protect itself from predators or scientists in our present case.
What sorts of specialized techniques is the phasmid using to hide itself?
It's my hypothesis that it has evolved certain electrochemical defenses that allow it to interfere with animal perception, impeding pattern recognition, confusing the visual cortex.
I will say, Harry is a believer in this sort of thing. Now, in real life, I am not. However, we have seen some strange stuff in this world. So, I'm still very skeptical, but, I'm not saying that none of this exists, especially if it's Pale related. There could be something strange here. I think it's possible.
But I cannot describe how these defenses work, much less how they evolved, without studying a live specimen.
Yes, it makes perfect sense. You're beginning to suspect there's something paranatural about this phasmid.
Yeah, I think so. How big is this phasmid?
I'm expecting it to be quite giant. One known species of phasmid, called the Megaphasmodea zoensis, is about the size of a grown man's forearm. So,
Seems puny, to be honest.
Okay, well, it's big for a bug. Why are you so interested in this stick bug? Doesn't seem to be as colorful as some of the other cryptids I've heard about. Yeah, shouldn't you be out looking for Bigfoots?
typical rookie assumption. Insects are much more sophisticated creatures than those unversed in zoology give them credit for.
Eh, fair enough.
Even simply catching a glimpse of the Insulindian phasmid would be the apex of my, of any, cryptozoologist's career. But to study it and its defences, find out how it stayed hidden so long.
What have you discovered about it so far? Anything?
Very little, I'm sorry to say.
Alright.
No one's ever captured a specimen, so all our information is based on first and third-hand accounts.
Second hand? So no one's ever found one?
Not yet. That's what makes it a cryptid.
I guess you're right.
Just out of curiosity, if there's no proof of its existence, how do you know it's real?
I knew Kim would come in with a question like this.
I know it's real.
The cryptozoologist says, brusquely enough, even though he seems taken aback.
It's clear that his obsession with the phasmid is driven by something more than the pure pursuit of scientific advancement.
Yeah.
By which I mean, I've heard enough first-hand accounts to believe quite firmly that the Insulindian phasmid is more than mere superstition.
Oh, is that right? Lena said there's been a sighting of it here in Martinez.
Yes, the most recent sighting was by a couple of teenagers along the coast here. That's what brought us to Martinez specifically. It's the first credible sighting in several decades. Admittedly, it's an unusual location for this species, but with all the sewage runoff upstream, it probably doesn't matter much anymore.
Maybe the Insulindian phasmid has died out?
I have to resist the thought. Such an extraordinary creature is doubtlessly highly resilient. After all, it's generally thought to be capable of parthenogenesis.
God damn it! Encyclopedia! Parthenogenesis?
Yes, the females don't need males to reproduce. Makes it easier for a species to survive in adverse conditions.
Like asexual reproduction? It's pretty clever.
Yes, the Insulindian phasmid is a very clever insect. That's why it's so damn difficult to catch. But as a scientist, I'll try my best to remain dispassionate.
Oh, really? Tell me more about these traps.
Well, they may not look impressive, but Lena designed them quite cleverly, so I'm sure they'll do the trick.
She did. Is it Lena or is it Lena? I think I've been saying Lena, but he's saying Lena. Might be an accent thing. But she designed the traps?
Yes.
More than some, he admires this about her.
Nice. How do they work?
Simple. Attracted by the locusts, the phasmid crawls down the funnel and, having eaten its fill, can't get back out. At least, that's the intention. The net isn't a perfect solution, but we didn't want to use anything that might damage the specimen's delicate exoskeleton.
What are you using as bait?
Locusts.
Alright.
Nearly all known phasmids are herbivores, of course. But we've hypothesized that the Insulindian phasmid might occasionally prey on other insects.
Inside the traps, a number of locusts crawl and tumble over one another in a tiny, chittering swarm.
You know, a group of locusts, that's never a good sign.
A meat-eating stick insect? Does it pretend to be the reeds as part of its ambush behavior? This seems unlikely.
A carnivorous stick insect seems unlikely.
Thank you for your opinion. We have also included plant material in the traps to satiate your skepticism.
Not a big fan of skepticism, this one.
Yeah, I mean, people like this never are. You're a believer in cryptids? Skepticism, not something you're gonna be a fan of. What will you do if these traps don't work?
They'll work, I assure you. The predatory hypothesis, using locusts as bait, accounts for the failure of previous efforts by other teams, which use plants. We have given this some thought.
Okay, so you're just sort of trying different things over time, which I guess that's a somewhat scientific way of doing it, testing different options, but I don't think because using plants hasn't worked in the past means that this has gotta work now.
The traps do seem to be deftly and thoughtfully constructed. It's clear the cryptozoologist's wife knows what she's doing.
Yes. What?
Lena seems pretty eager for you to return.
And I'm eager to return to her, I assure you. But I can't leave before we finish with these traps.
How long's that gonna take?
My wife understands that just as well as anyone.
Okay, well, I guess I can take some information back to her. She at least wants to know that you're fine out here.
Come on, Morel. We've been soaking out here for days. It's time to go back.
But I mean, you could just send Gary here, who's apparently a crypto-fascist. You can send him down to tell Lena. I mean, I don't know how long it would actually take, but it's really not that far down the coast back to her. I mean, in game time, it can be literally no time. But maybe, I don't know, like 30-minute walk or something. It's just not far. Maybe an hour.
And leave the traps? Absolutely not. I won't let Lena down.
Come on, she wants us back. I'm soaked up to my nuts over here. We'll both catch reed crabs if we don't dry out soon.
This guy's voice is goofy.
Won't let Lena down? Sounds like the cryptozoologist's wife shares a special connection to the phasmid somehow.
But I didn't know the phasmid was so important to Lena.
Of course it's important to her. She's seen it.
What?
A verified sighting, on record. One of only 4 this century, and it's hers.
She sighted the phasmid. She didn't tell me that.
Yes, that's how we first came to know one another, in fact.
What?
But that's her story to tell, not mine.
Needless to say, you must ask her about the mysterious phasmid.
Oh, I shall.
Suffice to say, it's long been our dream to find proof of the Insulindian phasmid together. I can't abandon course now.
You okay, man? Maybe you should go back to the whirling, warm up, come back to check the traps later?
No. The traps need to be monitored on a regular schedule. What would we do if the phasmid were to starve while we were sipping tea at the hostel?
He's dead set on this.
Alright.
I could go for some trap setting.
Oh, great. Oh. Am I gonna volunteer myself to do this? Of course I am. What if we check the traps for you?
I didn't expect you to take such an interest in our work here, officer.
Well... I'll give it the more professional answer. Cryptozoology and detective work are very similar.
Yes, indeed. Both require a great deal of research, attention to detail, and, above all, persistence.
I suppose. Where are these traps?
There are 4 in total. One is to the south, on this little peninsula, by the boathouses there. It's very near. Another we set in Land's End, to the northeast. It's behind a small sand dune there. On your way to the old radio tower, after the church.
Yeah, I know where that is.
The third is set near the canal, where you crossed, by a concrete slab. A big thicket of reeds going up the slope, and among them... You should check at least one of those before returning to this one, since I just said it. This one's more of a technicality, but still, better safe and stupid than sorry.
That seems like a lot. Do we really have time for this extracurricular venture?
Kim, Maybe our suspect is hiding out in the reeds along with the traps.
I have a feeling the only people foolish enough to spend their time skulking among the reeds are these poor fools, and us. But fine, it's not like we are drowning in leads.
Yeah, come on. We've got plenty of time. We don't really, but might as well. What do I do if there's a phasmid in one of these traps?
Bring it to me at once. Just make sure the trap is closed tight.
He's not comfortable with the possibility that you'll claim the find, but he's lying about this even to himself.
And what if I encounter the phasmid in the wild?
That's highly unlikely, officer. But in the event you do, I'll spray you with a pheromone mixture I developed. It's made of musk and research chemicals. The pheromone should attract the insect to you, or at least prevent it from bolting at the sight of you. It's quite potent. Will last you about a week.
Lay it on me. Thick. He douses you with the odd-smelling spray. A double helping as you present your other armpit. That gives you a satisfied look.
This is the smell of dying reeds, of longing crumbling into the water.
I hope you're not buying this. It dispenses it without letting you touch the canister, so it would be precious like holy water.
It is precious. A single dose cost me 50 real to develop. Not that I expect you to understand self-financing one's own research.
Well, I'm ready.
Right, which means you two can pack up and go back to the whirling.
Whatever he thinks about this detour, it's clear that these men are exhausted and in need of assistance.
That's right, Kim. We're doing something good.
Finally, someone's talking sense.
Thank you for your help. Gary and I will start breaking down camp. If you have any more questions, now's the time to ask. We'll be gone once you get to it.
Well, I want to see what Gary's whole deal is.
If it's more cryptid-related business you want to discuss, you'll have time for that later too. But what if the information is vital? On the hunt.
Yeah, one last thing for you, Morel. How did you become a cryptozoologist?
I've just always liked animals and puzzles. Searching for cryptids is a bit of both.
He seems reluctant to talk about himself, but he'll open up, if you prod a little.
Well, why not just be a zoologist? Real animals are puzzling too.
Real? I know you think one is a respectable profession, while the other is superstition. Everyone does.
Honestly, being a cryptozoologist trumps most of the garbage I've seen people do.
My methods do not differ from other scientists. I simply draw upon a wider variety of evidence. And I have more hope that something truly surprising might happen.
Your nerve endings tell you there is no such thing as a positive surprise.
Yeah. And has anything truly surprising ever happened to you?
No, as I said, I have yet to catch a cryptid, although I have come close. Close enough to keep trying.
Interesting. Something for later, this close call.
What kind of evidence do you use?
Everything from forgotten regional lore to newspaper accounts, like the one that brought us here, to look for the phasmid. I keep a very open mind.
That's clear.
He's interested in things that people believe that scientists don't.
You think other scientists don't listen to ordinary people enough?
Most establishment scientists
God.
only care about reputation and remuneration, not real research, and certainly not the truth. They're a cowardly lot, and both the field and basement archives can be dangerous places.
If anyone ever starts talking to you and they're like, well, the establishment scientists or the establishment academics, that's a red flag. Now, it's not to say that professional scientists or academics or universities always get everything right. They absolutely don't. That's not true. But when someone's got a real bone to pick with the sort of scientific or academic establishment, it's like, all right, what's the issue here? Like I said, it's a red flag. So you're living your childhood dream out here?
It's not child's play, just because I have to traipse through the mud every so often.
I didn't think it was. So you've never discovered a cryptid?
No. Very few cryptids are ever discovered, and not for a lack of trying. To stay hidden is a cryptid's primary quality. It's even in the name, cryptid.
So how many cryptids have been found? Any?
Of the list of cryptids kept by the Cryptozoological Society of Chemnee, which is 4,082 items long, about 2,000 have been confirmed as hoaxes.
So that's not really what I asked.
2 are categorized as confirmed discoveries. The rest are in differing stages of discovery, refutation, and data collection.
I mean, 2 is better than 0, I'll say that much. Only 2 have proven to be real?
Yes, the Chateau Quan forest pygmy, who turned out to be an extinct species of primate, and a cave salamander from Yugograd, who is, honestly, quite unremarkable. It's in a zoo somewhere. We cryptozoologists are brutally honest with ourselves, more so even than the public. With cryptids, most cryptids are hoaxes or they are never found. That does not mean we should stop searching.
Then the Insulindian phasmid will be the 3rd.
Indeed. If our expedition is successful, every paper in the world will report on it. From Revachol to Dushantu. It will be a zoological miracle.
The hair on your arms stand up. Electricity. Sounds like reeds hissing.
I'm getting a lot of shivers in this conversation, but today generally.
He has clearly done his math on this. There is no surprising him or swaying his opinion.
Alright, well thanks for explaining that.
Yes?
I'll ask him about cryptids later. They said we could talk more about that later. I'm sure we'll go find him at the Whirling. Let's go see what Gary's deal is.
Hello, I'm Gary. Very generous of you to help us out, officer.
Gary, you sound like Kermit the Frog. That's what I'm saying.
Yellow man. I mean, officer.
I am sorry. I am sorry, what? That's extremely racist. I should slap you silly.
The lieutenant raises his eyebrows slightly and takes out his notebook.
Not acceptable.
Yellow man. Interesting. This is something to ask him about, after a little probing first.
Something to ask him about.
I'm just waiting for my friend Morel to finish up with his insect traps so we can return to civilization.
I mean, like I said, the name sort of gives it away, unfortunately, but it's same with racist lorry driver. Not a lover of the great outdoors.
I like nature, just not this bloody coast. It's mostly drunks and degenerates that come here.
Drunks and degenerates, that's my crew.
Dark times will do that to good men.
Oh god, not this.
Serious question time. This man is no innocent. No one is.
This man's definitely not innocent. Do you know anything about the man hanged behind the Whirling in rags?
Oh, so that's what the RCM in Martinez is about. Great. Great to hear someone's finally taking care of that.
Don't get your hopes up, bud.
So you do know something about it?
No. Nothing. He was some kind of mercenary. But everyone here knows that. I'm just glad to hear you're looking into it. That's all.
Yeah, alright, bucko. I mean, I'd be surprised if this guy knows anything, since it's sort of a union-involved murder, and I'm not sure this guy would be on board with that.
He didn't kill him or anything, but there's something going on here.
Oh, is there? Is this your mug?
My mug? Why would you think that?
It seemed as if you were calling to it longingly when you cried Yellow Man.
Oh, no, that's not... Why would I be calling to a broken mug?
Still seems suspicious. Did I mention the mug was found at the scene of a lynching?
Okay, I admit it. I threw the mug away in the trash container
Wait a
behind
minute.
the hostel. I know I shouldn't have, and I am very sorry, officer.
How did you have access to the trash container?
You're not going to find me, are you?
Yeah, I am. For... okay, that's kind of crazy. For 20 real.
Okay, I deserve that. And I won't do it again.
Would he have
You
accepted...
have my word.
Yeah, maybe I should have gone for more. Would he have accepted any fine? Now I wish I'd charged him more, but I felt like he might have protested. But maybe not.
I don't know what got into me. Stuffing my garbage in another man's property, I've been having trouble at work lately. The Koikos are price dumping us out of competition.
Morel, why do you associate with this guy? He's a piece of shit.
What did you do, Gary?
Nothing. Nothing. Just answering some questions.
Yeah.
Helping out the law.
Yeah, this is what I'm wondering. How did you get into the trash container?
I know a guy who works with the trash collection services, CS Municipal. He gave me a master key for the trash containers of Martinez.
Yeah, you're a real creep, buddy. Why would you need to get into everyone's trash?
So I can use the Whirling's trash compactor to store my own stuff. Garbage disposal is expensive as hell. The damn Hemians run it like a mob.
Jesus.
I'm sorry, okay? I thought I could cut costs. I shouldn't have. I shouldn't have disgraced myself.
I don't like you, but generally I would not care about something like this, except for the fact that this is actually related to the crime.
Disgraced? No need for the histrionic, sir. It was, after all, just a trash container.
He studies his reaction. Gary doesn't answer.
Yeah, good sort of jab there, Kim. I see what you're getting at. Because it wasn't just a trash container. What it was is, Gary, did you put the clothes of a murder victim, the man who was hanged behind the whirling in rags, into that trash container?
Officer, please. Let me explain. It's not like that.
Okay, so that's exactly... What is your problem? Explain.
I was only cleaning up. I live right across the yard from where he was hanged, and I saw him stripped naked. All the clothes lying around in the yard, smelling. People are animals, you know?
Yes, what happened?
Then I came out to clean up the rags because no one else would. I put them into the Whirling's trash, along with a broken mug, admittedly. Okay, I was coming to throw the mug away, and, well, I threw the mug there and the clothes too.
Cannot believe we actually found out who had access to this damn trash container.
Right. It was just civic duty.
Exactly. That's exactly what it was. Civic duty.
As he shifts uncomfortably, a series of clicks, like the clinking of glass beads against one another as they roll across a hardwood floor. You've heard this sound before, but where?
Clicks, like the clinking of glass beads against one another as they roll across a hardwood floor? No idea. What is that strange sound?
What sound?
That clinking sound I just heard.
Really? There's lots of weird stuff out here in the reeds, though. Insects, trash. Could be the wind shifting some garbage nearby.
Every day, the wind shifts.
Yeah,
the
it's not
reeds
that.
And whatever was left in them. Tambourines and condom wrappers, plastic and glass bottles, the smell of decay. The sound you heard was not the sound of something easily abandoned.
No idea. Huh. You wouldn't know anything about the victim's missing armor, would you?
Armor? No.
Yes, you do.
I mean, yes. Of course. I know he was wearing armor, but I don't know anything about it.
Oh. What am I saying? Do you... Aha. You've got some of that armor, haven't you, Gary? Are you wearing it?
An infant could see he's not telling the truth, but he's too scared to admit more wrongdoing.
No, let's not move on. Let's not move on. Grill him. He knows something. He might literally have the armor on him right now.
I hope I could help your investigation in my small way.
Kidding me? That's a tough check. Well, I'm gonna try it at least. I think I can boost my composure a bit. Are you a cryptozoologist too?
No. I help Morel with research sometimes, and I've learned some things along the way. But I don't usually go in for picnics like this on my own.
You're surprised to see my colleague, Lieutenant Kitsuragi.
Not many Sealites here, or anywhere, other than Sail. I meant no offense, truly.
Huh, the lieutenant's a native of Revachol.
Oh, yes. Of course he is. I was just speaking about his connections. Let's change the subject, okay?
Fuck you. Fuck you. We need more composure. Can't believe it. Oh, we know he's hiding something more. We know he is. Okay, so what's my composure boosting gear? My shoes. Yeah, that's right. Anything else? And you know what? Oh, wait. Ah, I've got a lot of skill points, and I've got 2 slots there. So, I've definitely got a chance. Any other composure? Don't think so. I know I do this. I do this 2 times an episode, and every time I do it, I'm like, sorry, guys. +1 composure. Alright. Well, we'll give it a shot.
Always a pleasure to... officers.
Oh, God, shut up. Nope.
Is he? He's looking comfortable enough. Maybe it was just beads. Sounded like beads. But what kind of beads might a man like Gary be hiding beneath his clothes?
Okay, guys, I gotta be honest. When they first mentioned beads, I thought, does this guy have anal beads in? But I don't. Then they talked about the armor. I'm like, oh, it's not that. It's not that. I love these answers. These are gonna offend him so much. But you're currently sporting some anal beads, Gary?
You wouldn't be able to hear if you were wearing anal beads.
Of course, and that's what I thought as well, but that's where my mind went.
Please excuse my colleague's humor. Working this murder case is taking a toll on us both. You don't quite have to answer that yet.
What he means is, working on the case is taking a toll on you.
Oh,
And working with you is taking a toll on him.
come on, Kim.
Of course.
Alright. Let's try it again. Composure. Come on.
Always a pleasure to...
Shut up, Gary.
officers.
Still so bad.
Okay, he keeps shifting uncomfortably.
Alright.
But you can't.
Leave it for now. Because, I've only got 1 more try, and I don't want to waste it. That would be unwise. So we'll see if we can find something else to boost our composure, perhaps. Oh, and we can... Oh, well, there you go. We can try that check with Smoker on the balcony again. Yeah, composure is not great. And we can try the pile of clothes with slang. Okay. Well, for now... I guess we'll let them go back to whatever they were doing. I'll make sure I haven't missed anything around here. I already went down this way. That was one of the traps. Where are these traps at? Far northeast. The one in the camp. Near the boathouses. Well, we'll try the... Might as well check this one here, since it's right here.
There's a trap in the reeds at your feet. Looks like the same one you saw Morel set before. Same mesh, same wiring.
Look around.
Behind you, the ruins of a residential building loom over the reeds. They whisper amongst themselves. Confidentially, snowflakes cling to their shivering stems. When this district was booming, the reeds were kept at bay. Nothing obscured the freshly painted facades. Nowhere for drunks and adventurous teenagers to hide. Now only the wind blows.
Let's reach for the trap.
Locusts are crawling around in the trap, confused but uneaten. You see no carnivorous reed phasmid gorging on them.
Big surprise. Anyway, 1 down, 3 to go.
It'll be in the next one, surely.
Surely. Anyway, the air is nice and fresh here.
Yeah. You know, I didn't think we'd, well, I don't really think we're gonna find anything. But, you know, we'll see, right? You know what, let's check all those traps. I was gonna go back to that mural first. But now I'm thinking, let's go through and take a look at all these dang traps. There's one up in the northeast, past the church. Okay. Let's move our way up. Where exactly what? Oh, hello. Now where exactly was it? Okay, great. I think it's behind a sand dune or something. Maybe it'll be obvious when I see it. Oh, alright, radio tower, he said, right? Yeah, there we go. There we go. My memory's not that shot.
A familiar apparatus lies among the reeds. Another one of Morel's traps, weighed down by stones to keep it in place.
Look around first.
The reeds shake sadly in the coastal breeze. Snow specks the stalks. Most of it melts quickly. The reeds seem to be waiting for something.
Yeah, a phasmid.
The wind picks up here, near the cape's end, surrounding the narrow strip of land from 3 cardinal directions. It's cold for this time of year.
Reach for the trap.
This trap is also full of panicked locusts. No sign of any cryptozoological beast inside.
Another empty trap.
No, I believe. Let's keep going. The next one's the lucky one.
Yep. The next one has a crab trapped in it. These are just crab traps, you do realize?
Come on, Kim. Have a little bit of positivity. Yeah, okay, so this one's way far away. We might as well fast travel. I can never tell why fast travel's accessible in some places and not in other places. It has something to do with something, but I don't know.
An old door, worn by elements.
That's nefarious. A check that difficult. That is red? I can't retry it? Maybe that means something spectacular will happen even if I fail. But I don't want to try that. There we go. Back down to the little village. Down, anything's changed here. We have Lillian over here. I wonder.
Aye, the sea's gonna calm down soon. I can feel it. The wind is turning southeast.
Oh.
What's on your mind, officer?
Dang. Well, that check hasn't gotten any better. And having Kim here makes it awkward, because Kim is our true life partner. I'm kidding. Or am I? Near the canal. We should be right down by the water lock then. Oh, there it is. I'm great at this.
This trap's not too hard to spot, once you know what to look for. Keeping it hidden has not been a priority for the cryptozoologist.
Okay, we'll look around first.
The reeds bend forlornly toward the sand. Some tufts have been crushed. Snow covers the broken stalks like a shroud. In the east, the city center hums to you.
Now, I'm not sure about this one, Morel.
The constant, distant song. Louder on this part of the coast. Nearer somehow. And there's that cold again. Always the cold.
Alright, come on. Third time's the charm.
Nothing but locusts in this trap as well. Definitely no cryptozoological monstrosity.
Come on, man.
Empty as all of them. One more of these and we're done.
Bummer it wasn't in here.
I'm just glad we haven't found some poor cat trapped in one of these.
Yeah, that's true. Can we fast travel? No. No, we cannot. Oh, what a sad sight. I found my car. See, fast traveling allows me to avoid having to see my crashed car again. Alright. Guess we'll... Honestly, I don't know if fast traveling to the church is any faster than just walking ourselves up here, but, whatever. Alright. Now we'll go back to the camp to do the last one. This is gonna be it. I can feel it in my bones. We're truly gonna find the phasmid.
This is the last of the traps. The one Morel just set. Checking it over, he said, is just a technicality.
Look around.
The reeds by the abandoned campsite sway and tremble, while the snow falls all around. It's good the cryptozoologists left. This isn't a very cozy place to stay night after night.
No, it is the opposite of that.
The later it gets, the colder. Remnants of the camp can still be seen in the sand. The fire that's gone out. You feel strange, somehow.
Alright, last trap.
The trap feels light and silent as you pick it up. Something is different here.
We found it.
No locust.
Oh.
No phasmid either, but still.
Let's look closer before we yell.
Well, the bait worked on something. This doesn't mean it was a reed monster, though. Unless you see one in there, I just see an empty trap.
The netting is a little untidy, messier than the others. Like someone or something picked the trap up and shook it before dropping it back down on the ground.
Oh, interesting. Huh. But what if it was the phasmid? What if it ate them and got out?
Right. Anyway, that's for the cryptozoologists to figure out now. We are not cryptozoologists. We are cops.
Kim's trying to remind us. Hey, man. We're actually not full-time cryptozoologists.
A cold gust of air dries your sweaty face, and you look to the dark shadow, the felled building in the distance, drawing you to it.
What the hell?
What a strange sensation. Once this is done, should you try to ask again?
Gotten this twice now. Is telling me, hey, you have absolutely got to go back over there. And I'm getting the message. I am getting the message. We've got to go talk to Morel. But we'll go check with that mural first. See what comes of that.
The once bright mural towers above you, saying, Feld Electrical, R&D. Tomorrow is just a whisper away.
Very interesting. Everything we do here adds to it. So, we went and discovered that execution, found the empty trap. Alright, let's do it again.
Suddenly, there's a sigh, carried on the molecules around you, moving, flowing from high pressure to low pressure, like that of a woman emptying her lungs. She wraps the collapsing stone box in front of you in her breath, flowing through it.
Where does it go?
In through the collapsed roof, flowing down a concrete staircase to the basement, sweeping away footprints in the dust on the stairs, and then the beach below the boardwalk, its winding tunnels, a whisper away.
What is happening?
She's down there.
Oh. Down there in the tunnels. I think she's down there, below this building.
Okay. Why?
Oh, God. Anything here is going to sound crazy. Ever since I woke up, maybe even before, I'm getting these strange cold spells.
Good, good. Yes. Cold spells. So basically your hangover is telling you she's down there?
The wind told me.
So, how do we get in there? The doors were on the collapsed side of this building. They're gone, basically.
Finally, my time to shine.
Oh, God. My savoir-faire is not incredible. There's a ladder next to the sign. Perhaps we can climb it? Enter through the roof?
Perhaps you can climb them. We are not climbing anything.
What?
I'm 43 years old, and I plan to live to see 70.
Wow, you look good for your age, Kim. But I'm even older than you, so why am I the one climbing?
There has to be a way to use brute force.
Yeah!
Climbing sounds unsafe. Brute force is safe. Look around and find something to break if the ladder fails.
Alrighty. So, we know, or at least we think we know, exactly where Ruby is. And with that, I'm gonna end this episode here. I know, quite a cliffhanger, but, you know, seems like a good way to start the next episode is, well, continuing with the main investigation. So, with that, I'm gonna be ending this episode here. We did quite a lot of important stuff today. Some exploration. We had that horrible phone call in the beginning, discovered a whole bunch of new sites, found Morel, and went through his traps. Didn't discover the phasmid, but maybe some sign of it, or some sign of something else, I don't know. We talked with this fella and his son right here, came back to this mural, which keeps drawing us in. Perhaps a gut feeling, perhaps something a little more supernatural. That's sort of the feeling I'm getting. And now it seems like we know, or at least we think we know, where Ruby is. And next time, hopefully we're going to find her, or maybe get closer to finding her, or I don't know. This game is truly unpredictable. I started this episode by saying maybe this will be a happier one. And maybe it was. I mean, we started with a pretty sad phone call, but we certainly found some interesting stuff today. Dora, I believe, was the name we heard from that phone call. I'm sure that'll be important. Anyway, another great episode. I always love playing Disco Elysium. Thank you, everybody, for following along. If you enjoyed this one, you can leave a like, subscribe, all that good stuff. And with that, I hope you all are having a great day today, and I'll see you all again next time. Goodbye.